We're live.
Are we
Why
live?
is it so dark? Oh,
I
it's
don't know.
not.
I mean,
It's
oh,
not.
is it
It's
not?
not. No.
It's not dark.
Now you can fix it though.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can
He's gonna have to fix it.
turn this up.
There.
Is that better?
That's better.
Ah,
It's not
okay.
as bright.
Ah,
I'm not
well.
blinded by the light.
That's debatable.
I'm blind, but I'm not blinded by the light.
Right. How did you do on your driver's test when you took your? When you had to read the things? Did you read the lines? Okay.
Yeah, I did great.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
Like, they make it kind of easy. My mother passed the eye test.
That's saying a lot.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, can everybody really see that's driving on the road?
Well, if they're not looking at their phone, it's
Yeah,
common
true.
anymore.
That's true.
You got to be able to see 5 different kinds of ways. And it's
You know-
interesting because my eyesight got worse because I sit in front of a screen all
Yeah. I mean, mine got worse, and then it got better, and then it got worse, and then it depends on my sugar.
Ah, yeah.
You know what I mean? If my sugar's up, then my eyesight's out.
How was your class?
oh,
Oh man.
oh.
Are they understanding there's 2 parts to connection?
I mean, not quite yet, because it was just our first class.
Yeah.
So basically, Spirit told me to come in like a lion. And so we'll go out like a lamb. You know what I mean? We'll go out like a lamb.
Oh, come on now. I'd make a really good lion.
Yeah. So we'll go out of the class like a lamb. What is that? Spring comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb. Is that right? Is it spring?
I can't really read this. It's a hello, loves. I believe that is Timor. Hey, Timor.
Hi.
So,
yeah, we were missing one, and that kind of bummed me out because there's a magic number here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we're gonna work that out.
Okay.
But yeah, it was kind of it was raw.
Yeah.
There were no there was no resistance to the truth.
Right.
And the truth is important, right?
Right.
And sometimes it's hard to hear, right? Especially if you're in love with someone. Hi, Fairy. Being in love with someone doesn't necessarily warrant having a relationship with them, right? And here's kind of what I kind of want to touch on actually tonight is I told you guys maybe I would talk him into coming live.
She talked me into it. Here I am.
Anyway.
Did you miss me? I've been so quiet. That's probably what.
Where the hell's Lee?
Well, there's 2 parts. There's always 2 moving parts.
Yeah.
In connection, right?
Yeah. What I'm finding is, in coming back and feeling better and feeling well and being able to come back and continue to do our mission and to be there for all of you guys. I'm doing a little bit of trying to catch up. Basically I was going out. Let me tell you, was is the key word here. I was spending some time checking out other videos, which we hardly ever did before. Now I know why, right? I watched probably 10 videos on the twin flame dynamic, right? 10. Some of them are people we know.
Oh, okay.
However, I'm conflicted because there is some really, really, really shitty information out there. I mean, the information that was out there when we first started doing what we're doing was crap, right? And it was a struggle to find someone who was in union with their twin
Hi, Kelly.
So I'm conflicted at the information on connection and on the twin flame dynamic that's out there by human beings who aren't in union with their twin.
Mm.
And that was a little disheartening as well, because there's absolutely positively no way that you can teach how to get in union if you're not in damn union yourself. So I'm a little bit fired up about it.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
watching some of these videos fired my spirit up
Mm.
to help
Oh.
to help unscrew up.
Well, you tried.
Are we allowed to say the F
Yes.
word on our
I don't know,
channel? It's
but
our
you
channel.
softened the landing. I saw
I
it.
did.
It's like, yeah.
I'm looking at videos from people that I have trusted
Mm.
personally,
Okay.
that I'm now watching, that I'm mind blown
Mm.
at.
Well,
And I'm concerned, and it's disheartening, right? And I don't understand how there are twin flame teachers out there who are not sitting next to their twin.
okay.
And it sort of has me a little bit
Well,
disheartened.
I can speak from that. I can speak from that energy.
Please do.
So, you know, I know that when you got sick, I mean, I had to pull both of us in me.
Sure.
And I noticed that what we were here to do, it did have to have a detour, because we had to get you through that. Right.
Yes, I agree.
So one big thing I picked up on is the dots still weren't being connected. So what I mean by that is we're two moving parts. The way that we are in the now, and then when you look at what we do together, and then you look at how we go out and show it. Right.
Yeah.
So yours is very straight to the point. It's truth.
Yeah.
Mine have to go. I have to go and be like an archaeologist. I have to go and find
Start
out where
looking for shit.
the pain points come for
Yeah.
the disconnects.
Right.
When you put the two together, you will have connection. You know, I love a lot of how you bring it out. Okay. And the added piece to that is like I said, there's always two moving parts. You have two different sets of energies, and you're going to have the masculine and feminine
Hi,
design.
Gemma.
The divine has set that in motion.
Hey,
And
go,
I kept
go.
seeing this DF, TM. I
Yeah.
kept seeing them, kept going, what is going on? And I
Yeah.
I could pinpoint it because I was paying attention to what was behind the scenes of connection.
Right.
And there was always this drive a wedge between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can never come together.
Right.
So when you're standing in one particular design, you start attracting more of that same design. And I could see that there were people making an abundance amount of bull. I mean, I'm sure that some people got really quick rich because it was very easy to
fall into.
Well, there was a wound in place.
Mm-hmm.
You always had that one person growing up who drove you away from connection that you really didn't pay attention to. And there's a whole market flooded of that.
Right.
Right. So now you're seeing it where it's fully saturated because our message got smaller. It did. It got smaller. But
How so?
Well, it's easier to keep you disconnected than it is easier to get you connected.
Yes.
It's really easy for me to prey on you and tell you that your disconnect is why that, you know, and make the blame be over there. But there's a point on the inside of you that still isn't being connected to, right?
Yeah.
So the purpose of why we came out and when we did our journey, what we were, you know, what we set out to do with Root Camp, right?
Yeah.
We knew that we had to connect some very large dots.
Right.
So we knew that there was always going to be that one venture because, you know, you look at the divorce rate, you look at children who grow up without a father, you look at all those numbers and you can see how that has now trickled into this connection.
Right.
And it's so easy to have a blind eye to it. It's so easy to fall into that trap. You'll be drawn to people who can dictate why you're stuck, where you're stuck, and how you're going to stay there. But they're not really saying it that way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I should have warned you. I
Yeah.
never thought to say to you, hey, don't go out there and start looking.
Because I did do that, and as a matter of fact, I was still even in that space this morning where, well, I got up. It wasn't this morning. No, yeah, it was this morning where I don't know time. It was either this morning or yesterday morning. I don't know, but still going through. Oh, I know him or I know her.
Right.
Let me click this on. And I want to call them up and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because what I'm most concerned about is this. I'm most concerned about this information's out there.
Yeah.
Your videos are out there, people, just like ours. They're out there. And 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, somebody's going to stumble across these videos and they're going to take them to heart. And it's really, really, really going to screw up a lot of progress, a lot of union.
Yeah.
And it's scary. I made a conscious decision to stop doing that again, right? Because I couldn't. It reminds me of our systems here in the States, and I don't know what everybody else's is, but I know all of our systems are effed up all the way.
Right.
Our judicial system, our law enforcement system, our education system, our healthcare system. I mean, I can just keep going on and on and on and on about the judicial system, for instance, is so screwed up here, right? It's a mess. And I kind of looked at it like that. Yeah. I'm one person.
Right.
Right. And I felt this overwhelming sense to unscrew this up. And I also started to feel guilt for, I've been out of the scene for way too long. Right. And then I was like, well, hold on. I had to reel that back in and be like, no. It's not that. It's the fact that I can't, or we can't as a whole, go back and remove some of that junk. Or can we call up or email or message a person and say, what the hell are you doing? Because it's not for us to judge what they're doing. Right. I found it heartbreaking that there's so many different types of
messages.
Yeah.
Let's just call it messages.
Yeah. That are just.
And don't get us wrong. If you venture and you go out there and you're looking and you just take what you need and don't really get into the other stuff, but there's a caution there. The caution there is always going to be, look for what's going to bring you together, not what the reason is why you're apart why you need to. I mean, there's going to be lots of things out there. And then there's going to be that energy that says, I hate this connection. Yeah. Now, we did videos on that, but notice that the way we did it is we wanted to come from an angle that actually gave you reason why you could have that.
Yeah.
Right. There was never going to be a bridge that says, go across this bridge and then we burn the bridge down. There was never going to be that.
Yeah.
Because we've had those moments. And it's not really hate, but that
word. It's hurt.
It's hurt. Yeah. Right? I hurt this connection more than I hate this connection. And we don't know how to talk like that, so it doesn't come out that way. So let me tell you, I want to tell you from my perspective what it is that I do, and then I would like for you to share what.
Because the conversation the conversation we were having before we came live, we were talking about a class that I'm doing, I started tonight. And the class that I started tonight is a 5-week class. It's full. But yeah, so I'm talking to women, the divine feminine, who are in situationships or who are connected to someone who is married or get her, or she's
She's
yeah.
Come on, Gemma. Go. Go on.
Or they're
Go on.
married.
Go.
They're married. Or
Go.
the women who
Go.
are
Jump.
in these
Go.
situationships. Go lay
I'll
down,
go.
girlfriend. There she comes.
Okay.
She just wants to be close to us. And what they're getting is bits and pieces or crumbs or a night here, a night there, or a call here, a call there, or a message here, a message there, a text here, a text there. And those things are keeping their wheel turning. Those things are keeping them going.
Right.
Right. And they're, yeah, he's got to get this dog because she's being unreasonable at this point. She wants to lay at our feet, which shakes the table. And it there.
Got it.
We put an ottoman.
Sorry about that.
We put an ottoman in front of the table.
Let's say quick highs to everybody. Hi, Kelly Lee. Hi, Ann. Hi, Angela. Hi, Olga. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Hugs for Humanity. Oh, Angie, you got us. You're going to moderate. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Appreciate you. All right. Don't mind posting a link to our website if you need to. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it was
So
those and men too, but this class happens to be just for the divine feminine. But it happens to men too. So I'm not discriminating at all. I'm just spirits just guided me to really address women who are devaluing themselves. And that's just a good word for it. Women who are devaluing themselves in order to wait for their twin. It's not me to say who's their twin, who's their not, right? But in order for their twin to be in a relationship with somebody else, although they're connected, and they're waiting for them to leave their wife, waiting for them to leave their husband, waiting for them to kids to graduate, waiting till finances are better. And we're getting to the nitty gritty on that in this class, but it was this class that kind of sparked me when I had the vision of this class. Really, Gemma? Now she's chewing on a bone. It's
sorry,
like,
guys, as long as she's busy and away from us, I think she's just gonna she'll stop. She doesn't do it very well.
yeah.
So yeah, it made sense.
Yeah. So it's what stirred it up inside of me to go back, and not ours. I won't look at our videos, except for I will tell you that I went back through our channel and looked at our video 1 and kept going. And I was watching. When you were little, did you ever make one of those flip books where you put, like, I don't know, I used to do thousands of them, but little books that you stapled together and you drew a picture into the cartoon and you, So the animation, the primitive animation, it's what it felt like going through those old videos all the way up until, just last week, a video, the metamorphosis, the evolution, and not just Cameron's home, not just in Cameron, you can walk through, it's fine.
I know you guys were live.
That's fine. It's fine, it's our channel, you can say hi.
Oh, hello.
But physical, the physical evolution, right? Healthy, unhealthy, or unhealthy, looking a little bit healthier, but then healthy,
Sick.
So the physical evolution, both of us, not just me.
I know
there was a physical evolution,
absolutely,
for sure. Right. I don't go back and look at our old videos because I would self-judge them to death and take them off. So I did that little flip through, but the videos that I did watch were other people. And one in particular sticks to my mind, and thank God I don't know the person and never heard of them. Cameron, will you get Gemma off that bone, please?
Come on, John.
You know what? Taking her upstairs sounds like a good idea. Have they eaten?
And Craig, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because once we
Correct,
seem to
right.
go live, the dogs are like, no, that's our time. That's our time. It's the truth.
Give me
It's
the
the
ball.
truth.
Give me the ball.
Oh, Craig thinks it's a plaything.
Okay. Now maybe we can get him upstairs.
Yeah. You can take him up there.
Yeah.
Come on, Jim.
Gemma's not going to
I'll be right
go.
back.
Okay.
She's not going to go.
We'll see.
It ain't
Anyway,
happening.
anyway.
Yeah. So, but and what stands out to me the most is how this person, and I don't even remember her name, or I wouldn't say it anyway, was explaining this twin flame dynamic in a way that was so discombobulated and giving you steps on how to get to union when she's not even in union herself. Like, I don't understand how you can teach math if you don't know math. Am I wrong?
No.
Like, am I wrong? Am I ranting? I don't want to judge. I'm really trying not to judge. I really am. I'm scared.
No.
Like, it almost instilled fear in me, the false information and the damn lies.
Mm.
There's so much. There's a lot that gets me fired up these days. Spirit just lights a fire under me and I go with it.
Mm.
And I feel like it's time. It's time for everybody to open up their damn eyes. It's time for you to open up your eyes and wonder why in the hell you're sleeping with a married man, or a married woman. It's time. I don't care how connected you are. I don't give a shit how connected you are. The connection is never going away. It's never going away. So now we must learn how to choose ourselves, and we must learn how to stay connected and be connected with the one you're damn connected to, but go on with your life and find love. And somebody who chooses you. There's a big difference in connection and love.
Now
A big difference. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not trying to be right.
But do you think I'm going to say no?
No, I'm not trying to be right.
Well,
I just don't.
but-
I'm not
so-
understanding.
so I practice.
Thank you, Angie.
I practice connection. I practice conscious connection.
I agree.
Um,
I'm going to read comments.
what I do is I can't feed into that because my mission is much greater than that.
Right.
What I realized is I had to really focus. One of the biggest things that seems to happen in connection is the spider crack that happens in your connection. It's already been pre-planned and it's based on your past. So my goal, from what I found in our mission, is I can connect very large dots very quickly.
Yeah.
And you don't see the replay because you are the replay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you can't see what you can't see until
Right.
somebody says, hey, did you look at it from, you've already seen this and already repeated something you've already experienced.
Mhm.
And that's why the pain is twice as much.
Right.
My goal is to find that very first pain.
Right.
Because if I reconnect you back to that pain, you change the shape.
Mhm.
So recently we went on K Moon's channel and did the creators conference.
Yeah, that was fun.
And Kay was talking about her root camp and was talking about the challenges how she challenged how I was challenging her on her father. And the big thing is how that was impacting her connection to her twin. And I
Mhm.
said, oh, what, you don't believe a man you're connected to can change? She's like, of course my twin can change. And I said, and what about your father? Oh, he can't change. Okay. I said,
Yeah.
the sad part of that is your twin is now going to accuse you of never changing
Right.
because you don't see that your masculine design won't change according to you.
Right.
So I always know how to go back into that pain, sit in that pain, and watch it change the shape. I'll know when it changes the shape. You won't.
Right.
You'll just know that something feels lighter and you
Mhm.
feel like different
Right.
and you say things differently.
Correct.
This connection comes from that connection. You just don't see it and you can't see it.
Yeah. Fully
So-
understand that.
So when I started seeing the flood of these separations of all these people who are, people who aren't in union, but they can tell you how to get there. What I was noticing was these are the same people who had a mother who said, you need to spend time with your father. You need to have a connection with your father. But of course, they weren't the ones, the mother themselves wouldn't go over and say to the father, hey, let's be together and love our kids.
Mhm.
So what has happened is you have that same crack in the connection, spider cracked all over. So now you have it not just there. It's it's now reached a multiversal level.
Yeah.
So now that I have to be multiversal, you know what I mean? I have to be
Yeah.
able to follow the pain all the way through.
Mhm.
I'm noticing that it's gotten more challenging.
Mhm.
The amount of pain I absorb now still doesn't match my own pain because the pain doesn't affect me that way. It just shows me where it's bled off to.
Right. You know what? I
So-
know what that is. Can we move that over?
So what ends up happening,
There's just a something covering half the camera, I think.
no,
No, it wasn't.
it's just the darkness.
It's just the darkness.
So what ends up happening in the connection is it's doing this thing, and now you have this flood of all of these. I mean, it's one thing to say, "Are you in union?" It's another thing to say, "Were your parents divorced?" Because that's going to tell you a bigger story,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're
No.
preaching all this, but when
Yeah.
have you ever seen two people you're connected to come together?
Right.
And you're going to find that there's this big, huge jumping gap of mountains we're trying to get through
Right.
while ignoring the pain. So what ends up
Mhm.
happening is you're in for a bigger pain than you ever had before.
For sure.
And you don't see it yet
Yeah.
because the same pain that hurt you there is the same pain that's going to hurt you again. So
I
that's why
agree.
we're seeing a lot of people saying, I can't do it anymore. I'm done.
Right.
I'm sick of this, right? Because
But we can't find anybody who actually effing does it,
Mm,
who actually will effing cut it off completely and say to them, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that this is what you've learned. This is what you know, right? But after a certain point of giving them those tools, right? And showing them why they act and react they do what the way that they do, right? Then they find the value in themselves, right? But they still will put up with so much bullshit with the crumbs
Well-
I'm only going to call you like once a week, or oh god, he called last week, oh god, he called last week, or oh, he sent an email, or oh, he texted, or
Right.
now he wants to meet. Now you're meeting somebody else's husband.
But there's that. There is that. I agree. There is that, but that's not a lot of it.
No, right.
A lot of it is I can't have what I needed. A lot of it is that. I can't have what I needed. So if you can give me crumbs, that's more than I ever got.
Right.
So when they're getting that, it does feel like some form of
For
salvation.
sure. It felt
The
like
thing
that with
is-
you. It felt like that with you when you were coming over once a week,
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks,
Right.
or maybe twice a week.
Yep.
Or you would never like answer a text or answer a call. You would call. I got crumbs from you at one point.
But but if you asked me,
yeah.
what's the background behind that?
Right.
I can connect you to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I would see my dad come in and spend
Mm-hmm.
time with my mom, and it seemed like they were in love and they were happy,
Mhm.
and then he'd disappear.
Right.
So I knew how to do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I did monkey do, monkey see, and
Yeah.
that was that. But
Mhm.
when it came down to it, when I wasn't with you, when I was by myself,
Right.
I was spiraling. I was always spiraling.
Right.
And I was always looking for that next high.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like you don't see the cracks in the foundation
Mhm.
when you get into the connection because you don't want to see them.
Right.
And you definitely don't want your seeing.
For sure.
So it's almost a painful experience that what we're actually seeing is not so much how broken family is, but how broken connection is as a whole.
Oh, let's talk about broken families for 2.2 seconds.
No. That's what I do all day. So just kidding.
2.2
that's
seconds.
it's just my specialty. It's not so much a specialty as much as it is I can connect you back to the pain. The thing about the pain is I got to catch the reaction.
Right.
If you don't catch the reaction, you don't heal nothing.
Right.
So you got to find somebody who's willing to sit and listen to what your truth is,
Mhm.
because the truth is going to be your perception. The thing is, your perception isn't their perception. And most of the time, what you find is kids or adults who've grown up, and they try to go back and heal something from when they were kids,
Mhm.
and the parents go, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is that pain is never
Yeah.
connected to.
Right.
So you keep finding somebody who doesn't remember that you said that, or you keep finding somebody who doesn't have that kind of a memory.
Right.
Mine is a steel trap. If you tell me something now, no, seriously. I mean, when it comes to following connection, once you tell me something that's connected, I don't know how to let it go. I don't.
Right. No,
Right.
I agree with that. But
But I had to train my mind to do that.
yeah.
Remember, it was
Yeah, I
like
was gonna
it was
say,
like a rewiring.
It really wasn't like that before.
No.
Right? Because
No.
even
The
still,
deeper-
sometimes your memory, like when it comes to regular 3D things,
Right.
right? I was just talking to somebody about this in session. I don't even remember who. But I was talking about them really trying to get to know the person that they're connected to, right? And asking just the little minute questions. And I've said it like 3 or 4 times this week in session, but and we were also talking about males and females, and how we tend to, as females, retain way more than the masculine energy is gonna hear it, and depending on if he's, when it gets here, right, when it goes through here and it gets up here, sometimes it gets jumbled and sometimes it just goes back out there, right. So it whereas women, if I, in a 3D situation, if a woman says to a man, I'm feeling lonely, right?
Right.
A man may come down and sit next to her, right?
Right.
And that his duty is done, right? Where
Really?
I'm talking
Just
about the
in
majority.
general. I got
In
you.
general.
Right.
However, if a man says to a woman, I'm feeling lonely, we overcorrect. You know what I mean? Then we're like, "Are you okay? You feel
Right.
you good? You good? You
Right.
good? I'm right here. You're
And
not lonely."
and then when you disappear.
Yeah. Right. Right. And I was, just talking about the difference, and I've got a really good example. I'm about to mess you up. And right? I've got a really good example. My husband, who I know more than anybody, who I know very well. Why are you checking your fingers?
I'm watching.
I know where he came from. I know his parents' names. I know his grandparents' names. I know his great-grandparents' names on both sides of his family. What's my grandparents' names? Not my great-grandparents, my grandparents. My dad's mother.
Your dad's mother?
Yeah. What was her name?
The blonde-haired lady,
Yeah.
short, kind of mean.
She wasn't mean. She was mean. She was mean to my mom, but she wasn't mean.
But she cooks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Grandma.
What was my dad's name?
Lester.
That's because that was my dad's name. Good memory.
Stop it. No,
So,
I follow that masculine because you're more connected to that masculine.
Do you know my mother's father's name?
The one who blew himself away?
Mhm.
Nope.
Okay. Do you know my mother's name?
No. And
Ross
it's
and
interesting.
Pat are your parents' names. Rosalie, I can go back in your
Yes.
lineage, and this is exactly the point that I was trying to make. How as women we tend to retain the information we're given, where you guys recycle it.
But wait a minute.
Not all.
Wait.
I'm not man bashing here.
If you're watching this, the one thing you noticed was I could tell a story about that person.
Yes.
But
You
wait a minute.
connected the dots.
I connected to how you felt about that person.
Right.
So that's the big difference.
Right.
Like you can remember names, but I don't have memory of how I felt about them.
Right.
So you have to retain at least something.
Something. Yeah.
But you can go back, but I can't go back and say, I remember my connection to them.
Right.
So the reason I was so lost in connection as, as an empath,
Mhm.
I didn't have the memory. I just
Right.
I remembered loss,
Mhm.
but I don't remember what I lost because I didn't have that kind of connection.
Yeah.
So like my mom's mom and dad died when I was 2.
Yeah.
By the time I was 2, my grandmother passed.
Mhm.
So I never knew them,
Right.
but they knew me.
Right.
Now on my mom and my
Dad's
dad's side, my grandpa died in 83 and my grandma died in 92, somewhere in there. She died 95. She died in 95.
93.
Okay. So anyway, all of that there still wasn't the connection there because we had moved away as a family.
Right.
We never saw them. So the connection I came from
Gemma.
was a very small window. But
Yeah.
as I've gone into healing, I've really kind of just looked and tried to feel something in that space, and I can't.
Yeah.
So it's not filled with that. And sometimes when you're asking about my memories, think
Mhm.
about all the memories of all the people I've had to
Oh, for sure.
connect to. And now I'm like, okay, I'm in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in there. I know I'm in there.
Mhm.
I'm in that pain somewhere. I promise you.
Mhm.
And I think there's that pain of really paying attention to what the pain does in connection and how it can wipe out your memory or give your memory
Mhm.
back.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a
lot of it.
There's a lot of memory loss
Mhm.
and there's a lot of connection loss. And what's interesting is if this connection finds you, if a twin flame connection finds you, it's because it wasn't that you were chosen. You're just the one that can change connection generationally backwards and forwards.
Right.
And you don't see that as special, but it is.
Right.
It's
It
a
is very
very
much so.
special thing.
For sure.
And it's being treated like this is a horrible thing. And I think the word and what it's represented over the years, we kind of go, ugh, because it's not what it means.
Right. No, I agree.
It's not why this connection
sure.
found. This connection found you because there's something buried deep on the inside of you that can change connection.
For sure.
You just don't know that yet because
Right.
you don't dig into your pain.
Right.
That's the long short of it.
And that it's kind of like Lee and I were discussing before the video,
Mm.
right? And the discussion it didn't get conflicted. It just got passionate. Like let's get on the video.
Sorry, guys.
It just did.
Either you laughed with us or you didn't.
because
Don't
like
forget to like this video.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because and I saw Kelly earlier say that the videos of the other people who aren't in union trying to teach others how to get into union, right, really kind of messed her up.
Mm.
And
It happened to Kelly Lee.
yeah, it really
Kelly.
kind of messed her up. And I know that so many people out there are in a state of confusion. And I am pretty sure that we did a video of this back in the day, but I'm pretty sure it needed updated. and here we are.
Right.
But wouldn't it be interesting to go back through our videos one at a time and update them on the evolution and where we are now in that? It kind of would be interesting.
It would be, but you know what? I spent so much time in the past,
Yeah.
in the present. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what I feel is all of that wisdom was
Mhm.
still coming and
Yeah.
still ongoing.
Mhm.
So I know that what we're doing now, if somebody reaches this, whether it's now in the present or in the future,
Right.
right? There'll be a point where they go, okay, all this other information move away.
Yeah.
And now let me look at my connection because we want you to have this connection. We want you to have it's life-saving. It's proof, right?
Yeah.
We are proof that this connection goes beyond what you think. We're just proof. And there's nothing out there that's showing you that proof. So I wanted to, if nothing else, I feel very passionate about that.
For sure.
Without this connection, you wouldn't be here.
Oh,
I
no, for
wouldn't
sure.
be here. Right.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah,
Um,
that is for sure.
There was an end point and we
Mhm.
changed connection
Yeah.
because there's been connection loss on both sides of our family of young age. There's connection loss of, parents that didn't work out. There's loss in connection everywhere.
Everywhere.
And here we are sitting in the middle of it, connected talking to you guys about connection. So there is a way that you can change connection, but you got to, and it's not even about doing the work. You got to do the pain.
Yeah.
The pain of the connection is there's a gift inside of the
There's
pain.
a gift inside.
Just like
there.
a baby's on the
Yeah.
inside of the pain, there's a gift on the inside of his pain.
When they say, and I went through my life, it's saying this, and I will probably never say it again, because my mindset's changed. You know what I mean? And but you always hear this. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and my mindset was always, yeah, but it's a damn train, right? It's another damn train, right? That's how I felt.
And you're stuck on the tracks.
Right, and you're stuck on the tracks. Well, now I kind of understand that analogy, because here we are. And it's not like we don't have any stresses or any 3D issues or any, right? It's not that. We don't live a perfect 3D life. There is no such thing. Thank God. That would be horrible, wouldn't it?
The only thing perfect about us is our pain.
Yeah. No, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
I do agree with that for sure. But I just I guess here's where the passion is for me. You know, the passion is I said this in a live earlier, probably earlier, and probably days ago, and probably days before that, because it's something that Spirit has just stirred inside of me to share with you guys. And it's this. I touch him. We're sitting next to each other. We wake up together. We go to bed together. We go to the store together. We cook dinner together. We clean the house together. We do the laundry together, right? If you are not in that situation, that's where the passion is.
Yes.
That's where my passion is, because I know for a fact that it can happen, because here we are.
No.
And as much bullshit, and believe me, there was more bullshit than we ever said in videos. We just didn't have enough video time. You know what I mean?
We
Just have enough
really
time.
we wanted to get you to the depth of it.
Yeah.
But even that depth wasn't deep enough.
Yeah. I want you to be sitting on the couch with your twin, period.
On video with us.
That's what I want. That's what I want for everybody. But you're not going to get there listening to people who are not in union, who don't know how to freaking get here.
Our purpose is to spread connection.
Yes.
Not stop it.
Right. And please don't think that I'm putting anybody down. Please don't take anything personally. I'm probably not talking about you. I'm just, in general, in general information out there is devastating.
Yeah.
It's devastating to me. And what is going to happen is it's going to pull you further and further and further and further away from union.
Yes.
Right? I don't understand how you trust a corn farmer, right, with a herd of cattle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
How do you trust a plumber to fix the electric?
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Puppy, I love you too. And I know. I do. I love you too.
She's like, I've just come over because you guys are so passionate.
I love you too. It's the energy.
Yeah.
You too, girlfriend.
She's so loving for you.
She is. She
curled up on the bed today
and
gave mommy a whole bunch of
She's
love.
a goodest girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. I just love her. But it is the energy. It's the passion that we're.
Yeah. So,
passion that
Oli,
we're
you just
growing.
connected me to something when you guys gave that example. Mara, thank you. Logan. Hey, Logan.
Hi, Logan.
Hugs for Humanity. Exactly, Lee. Ruda. Those people perpetuate separation. Wow.
Ooh.
Paulina. I unfollowed every single TF content creator a few years ago except you guys.
Oh.
Hugs for Humanity. Memory loss in connection. Normal then. Right. Let's see. Ruda. It's knowing how to acknowledge the pain and move through it. I'm working on that right now. Dio. Hi, guys.
Dio.
Just woke up. Is 4:42 here.
Oh, man.
Oh, awesome,
early.
Dio. Good to see
That's
you.
early.
Yeah, that is. It's like next day. You're in tomorrow. Hugs. When you hear coaches tell you that not all twins get together, and someone or others hear this and they take it literal, miss out on the actual getting together, staying disconnected further. Exactly. See, you don't need to preach. Now, this is where I'm going to, because you hit my chord. A coach who's telling you not all twins come together isn't with the person they're supposed to be connected to. So it's a basic algorithm, right? It's like saying, here's your stepdad, don't worry about your dad. Here's your stepmom, don't worry about your mom. Love, we're going to love you. You're going to have more love because you're going to get it from somebody who's not the person you're really connected to. Yeah, now there's a pain point on the inside of your body, right? And that pain point says, why am I not enough to have love from the two people I'm connected to? When that happens, it's like you split the atom. And now you have to kind of gravitate towards something that makes sense to you. Now, you guys, we love Mel. We do. We love him. However, there are things that come to you that will show you something. And when you take the information, even he came to me and said, some of the information I gave can kind of lead people in the wrong direction. If not understood, if not gone into your pain, because there's a pain point on the inside of you that somebody will come along to help you heal. Not heal it for you, but heal it with you, side by side, right? So when we sat down and we were talking, and we sat down with Nicole, and I went, and just the energy that was coming from her about the pain, right? There was this mention of some of it gets distorted. Some of it can lead you on the wrong path. And you don't know that path when that person isn't completely truthful. Is that pretty accurate?
Pretty accurate.
Okay. So what happens is that information coming from that particular kind of energy gives you a false narrative, gives you a false hope, gives you a false direction. And that too will turn back into pain at some point. And that pain is the initial pain that we've been trying to heal. That pain is the pain of psychology, the pain of the study of the mind, the study of the workings of the mind, the coping mechanism, because that's all a mind is a coping mechanism. It's never going to heal shit because there's a pain, there's a feeling in the side of your body that really, once it gets activated, you don't know how to think straight anymore. And you start doing shit that's really unnecessary, but you don't see it because you don't know where you connected from. You don't understand where the pain needs to be connected to.
And the teachings out there on that subject,
yes,
are discombobulated.
Absolutely.
They're fucked up.
Absolutely.
You got people out there coaching and teaching from other people's teachings, from other people's information.
Yes.
Too.
And they don't follow that. They don't follow that all the way back.
And they don't follow that.
They don't follow it all the way back to get to the narrative of what was really transpiring behind closed doors.
And right, exactly. And then then they're going on and doing videos with all this up information, right? Claiming to be in union, but sitting by them god darn self. How are you going to do a video on twin flame union when you're sitting by yourself?
Shh. Calm down. It's okay.
I'm going to get the dogs involved. I just don't understand. Y'all,
hey,
help me.
Hey.
Help me. Just help me. Help me figure out how you're watching people.
It's okay.
I love you.
Hey.
Help me figure it out. Help me figure out why you're going to a scientist for a math problem.
It's a passionate night if you can't tell. Now, here's
like, how are you going to someone with a science project,
okay,
and you're going to a math teacher?
Wait. Come here. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's just come from the truth.
Yes.
The truth is this: connection starts with C.
Huh?
Connection starts with C.
Yeah.
C. Right?
Oh, C.
Right. So we got to pay attention to that, right?
Yeah.
You can't if you're not seeing and following what you're seeing, you're going to fall into the trap of what you want to see, not what you do see.
What you want to hear.
Well, there's a lot of noise. There's always going to be noise because
You
the mind
want
is
to
going to make
hear.
noise. And some of that noise is the same stuff your mind's been making all
Right.
along, right?
For sure.
Because
For sure.
there's always going to be a replacement. It's like choosing somebody to be with
Mm-hmm.
because you can be with that person, but you can't be with the person you're directly connected to.
Oh, we're twin jumping.
Well, no. You're kind
That's
of
a whole
you're kind
other
of finding-
video.
no, you're finding a path. It's kind of like this, right? Like I talked to somebody and they said, well, okay, I have a really close connection to my grandpa.
Mhm.
Okay, well, how close were you to your dad? Oh, he didn't like my dad.
Mm.
Wait, your grandpa didn't like your dad? Is that his son? No, that was my mom's dad. So your mom's dad raised you?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so how many? You have a connection. You have a connection to him. But I found a new connection with this person. Oh, and this person doesn't like that person. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not connected at all.
No, not at all.
No, you don't follow into the same pain trap that you fell into when you fell into the pain trap before. And you can't really point them to that pain because they don't see it.
They don't want to see it.
And if they
lot
don't
of
see
times
it,
they don't
they
wanna
come
see it.
from that information of not seeing it.
Yeah.
And then they've created this whole web of people who don't see it. So that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And first time I saw it, I went, because I saw it at the end of 2019,
Yeah.
coming into 2020, but when they diagnosed you.
Yeah.
And I went, oh,
Well,
I gave it up. I just said, well, I mean, there's nothing we could do.
This is universal timing.
Well,
what do you want me to know about this?
no, what had to happen for a reason.
For sure. Because we needed a
We needed
disconnect.
we needed to be tested if
that
we
little
really,
disconnect.
we needed to be tested if we truly believed in connection.
That's it.
We did.
We needed to
We did.
disconnect from what we were doing on a daily basis
Yes.
to be rewired and rerouted, right, to where we are now. If it
was-
wasn't for me getting sick, we may still be in the same.
you getting sick showed me something very, very powerful about connection. And it was, do I believe that this connection found me and now I have to lose the connection?
Right.
And the answer is no.
Right.
The answer is no.
Right.
I got to choose
Yeah.
because I wouldn't let myself see it.
Mhm.
I wouldn't let myself see losing. I
Mhm.
wouldn't let myself see disconnection. All I could see was the pain and
Mhm.
just kept choosing the pain because I knew you were in it. I knew if I stayed in that pain, we would have this connection here and be able to do this.
Yeah.
Because everything that was going on around us,
Yeah.
the whole world went wow.
Well, we
right?
all got
So
locked down.
We got locked down, but we got locked out.
We got locked out.
And the beautiful thing is there was still this ever-flowing connection,
Mhm.
and people who did connect stayed connected.
Yes.
And they connected to you, they connected to us, they connected to the connection.
Mhm.
And there was this flooding energy. So anytime I was taking on your pain, they were sending me healing. So it was like, wait a minute, I feel him. But I mean, I did feel like Superman for a while there.
Mhm.
But you could literally see, I think when you watch the Metamorphosis, you could see
Oh,
the impact that was
man.
happening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's like, they're
Yeah.
doing all these testing on me and they're making sure that because they're like, okay, it's usually one and then the other, but my health is like rebounding.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because my strength in connection now is stronger than it's ever been.
Yeah. Oh, for
My
sure.
love for you is greater than it's ever been.
Right. And vice versa. It's just those things that were put into place with me, in getting ill, going into hospice, getting a transplant, all those things.
Absolutely.
And honestly being out of my mind,
Oh,
right? With so much ammonia
Yeah.
in my brain, being out of my mind and not connected.
gave me common sense.
Right.
And I could actually translate my own shit.
Sometimes. But you're really much better at it now.
Mm.
You really are.
Well, I had to slow down because I didn't have a translator.
Yeah.
So, who I think really who helped me through that was Allie from
And
Allie's
Allie's
Tarot. Because when she trained to be, trained her to be a coach, there were some things that she was saying and some things that we were kind of going back and forth with.
Mhm.
And especially when we got into trust building,
Yeah.
there was this truth that she was avoiding, but it was interesting because I was trying to avoid it too.
Mm.
And and I knew where it was like my sister, right?
Yeah.
It was like I was dealing with my sister, and
Yeah.
I kind of softened.
Right.
And then I went into the pain, and I went, oh.
Ah.
Right. There was, those moments, and I went,
Mhm.
my resistance factor.
Ah.
Because you have a resistance. We all have a resistance to connection,
Yeah.
but you don't know where all of them are.
And I kind of want to clarify a couple things, like because we're using the word connection a lot,
Mhm.
and it's imperative. That word is so important. I wish we could use that word instead of twin flames. But
To me, it's the same thing.
yeah, it's the same thing.
Right.
You can have a spiritual connection with someone,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
You can even maybe have started to explore it at one point in time and
Yes.
realize that it's not working at this time or in this realm.
Yeah.
Okay. That connection doesn't go away. You can't. A lot of us feel like we're connection jumping or twin jumping. Oh, this is my twin. Oh, that wasn't my twin. It was just a soulmate. Oh, this is my twin. Never mind. That was my twin. That was a karmic. Oh, this is my twin. Never mind. That's another karmic. Oh, this is my twin. Never mind. Everybody we meet isn't our twin. Everybody we date isn't our twin. Everybody we marry isn't our twin. Come on now. That doesn't mean we're not connected. I'm connected to Ron.
Yes.
I'm connected to
I'm
Rick.
connected to him.
I'm connected to my first husband. We have 3 kids. You're connected to him. We're all connected, right?
Yes.
I'm so connected. I've got children with these people,
Yes.
right? I have love for them.
Mhm.
I don't want anything bad to happen to them because it affects my kids.
Right.
Right. I have genuine love for those. I have genuine love for your ex-wife.
Yeah.
Right. I really honestly do. I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, especially those people that we are connected to.
Right.
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 I was talking to somebody earlier about soulmates versus connected twin flames. Right. I had a couple of soulmates, one when I was a teenager and one when I was a grown adult, right? That come to the forefront of my mind when I think soulmate.
Yeah.
Everything was wonderful. We had everything in common. We had an amazing relationship forever, how long it was, right? It was awesome. Everything was peaches and rainbows until it wasn't.
Right.
Right. Every now and then, a memory or something funny or something will pop up back in my brain, and all it does is tell me that there was a connection there. Right? That doesn't mean that they were my twin flame or the one or my big love. Right? And not labeling every single person I was in a relationship with as my twin flame or as my, and then you've got a whole list of karmics or a whole list of catalysts or a whole list of false twin flames. That's a hot mess. Can we stop using that? Can we stop using those words? Can we stop twin hopping?
Stepping stones.
Can we just stop? Stepping stones are perfect. Let's stop labeling them. Let's stop every time we're in love thinking, oh, this is my twin flame.
This person was a part of your journey, period.
A part of your journey, period. Can we stop labeling every freaking relationship?
Yeah, because when you do, you want to point at blame.
Right.
It's a blame thing.
Yeah.
If you can blame it, then you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into what it was. You don't have to go into what your part in it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the furthest point. Then there's the deeper point.
Yes.
The deeper point is, why did you stay? Why did you choose? Why did you make that a choice? How did you make yourself a choice in it? And that's usually what's happening now is it's easier to go be with somebody who doesn't make you a choice than it is to be with somebody who does.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot more to that. That means now you have to actually show up and receive love.
Women who are in my class on Tuesday nights, please pay attention. If you're here, if you're not, and you're seeing this later, this is going to be brought up in class.
Oh, damn. Sorry, y'all.
Why are we as human beings clinging to some human being that isn't choosing us? Because we're different, Sherry. We're connected. We're different. Our story's different. Our journey's different. And then
Dio asked a pretty good question.
Okay.
Kelly Lee said so truly. Dio said, what do you think for people who do not do the inner work to get their higher self wants union? First of all, you don't have union until you accept your lower self and your higher self.
And your higher
You
self.
can't have union one without the other.
Right.
People are all striving to go to this higher self. This is that other big tall building that they're having people jump off of.
Yeah.
You don't have union until you reach your higher self. Well, I hate my higher self.
I hurt my higher self.
That too. It's like, so what ends up happening is you have all these people who think all of the people who can have this connection have to be higher. So, in our society, you know what they call that? They call rich people and then they call poor people.
Mhm.
Now, everybody wants to be a rich people, but nobody wants to be a poor people. So what we've done is we found a way to market that in this connection, and it makes no sense whatsoever. You have to have both.
You have to have
You
both.
need to have high and low, because music notes sound beautiful when they go high and they go low, and they go high and they go low. It makes a beautiful song. So what we've done is we
That's
found a
a
way.
Little Stranger song.
There it is. Yeah. So if you haven't heard Little Stranger, we promise you that you're missing it. Little Stranger is a trip. But
We're not employed.
to go
by
back to
Little
my
Stranger.
point, union happens when you have both and you have no judgment.
And you have
in
acceptance.
both. And you have acceptance. You have to accept your lows and your highs.
Mhm.
It's almost like, because what ends up happening when you come in union, because if me and her tried to be in union in our higher selves, we would have killed each other by now. We would have, seriously, one of us would have probably killed the other and then killed themselves. Now that's important, because I'm getting to the point here. When she's high, I'm low. When I'm high, she goes up. It's harmony.
He's not talking about physically high.
And well, good point. There's that space
Mhm.
where you have to have yin and yang. And if you can't have yin and yang, you can't have union. High and low.
I am low.
We've made this higher self and lower self.
Dark and light, positive and negative. It's all.
They all have to exist.
It's all.
You have to have
One
both.
can't exist without the other.
If all we had was light, we wouldn't know dark, right? We couldn't see each other.
Poor Alaska. They're so dark up there all the time.
Well,
I love
but
you,
here's the thing.
Alaska.
here's the thing.
Let's shine a flashlight on
If
y'all.
we didn't have the dark, how would the sun ever recharge? How would the light ever recharge? You need to have both. What's
Sun's not
problematic?
recharging it just
What's
it just
problematic
rotates.
is people don't want to see what's written in the dark.
right.
That's what's problematic.
Right.
Because what you've written in your dark comes to light, and what you've put into the light, eventually you're going to push back into the dark, and that's what people run.
There's something about our connection in union that when we walk into a room, if the lights are dim and it's a dark restaurant or a dark store or some dark place, when we walk in there, suddenly it's not dark anymore.
No.
And
turn up the lights.
like, what's
what are
going
they-
on? What is that? And there's no physical light.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the energy people are drawn to us.
Right.
Who are you guys?
Yeah.
What you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I love to think, I hope to think that we bring some light to some darkness.
And we bring
I
some,
hope to.
and I hope that we bring some dark to light,
To light,
because
which is exactly what this class is for.
that's exactly what this video was for.
Yeah.
We needed to bring
the class
some
is
stuff.
full. Sorry.
We needed to be the dark that brought something to light.
Yeah.
Because in this particular case, the low that you're missing is the low that you need for this connection.
Oh.
So hopefully you're paying attention to. Hopefully, Dio, that answered the question. Let's see. Yes. See. Oh, hi, Raven.
Hi, Raven.
Raven said hi, Lead Chair. G Rose. Yep, that's me. Mara said, yes, exactly. That screwed me up. I had a dream of my twin years ago and felt my twin's surgery in my dreams time. And the person I worked with scolded me. I was shocked. Right. Why would they scold you? That's a good question. Dio said, agree, the copy and paste about it. T Moore, the energy this week is there.
Oh,
There you go. I swear
it sure is.
G Rose.
Wait till Thursday night, buddy.
G Rose said, you two are gorgeous.
Oh, you know what, Gemma? I hear you, and so does everybody else.
We don't know why you're yelling at
It's
us.
fine.
It's our energy. You know how our energy is.
Our energy's up, y'all.
Why are you getting up? Why are you doing
Our
that?
energy's up. This
Yes.
place is on
Um,
fire.
Let's see. Hugs for Humanity. Mel has been coming through hardcore, and he said the same thing. Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Actually,
Come on, Joe.
Mel, when he passed, spent almost a year here,
Yeah.
and his energy kept jumping in and out of me in session, and I was going, "Stop it!" I was like, "Get out! I'm not that kind of a vessel, right?" I mean, he'd jump in. Ooh, this wisdom. Throw this out there. And I was like, I was like, I don't even know why I said that. So right, it's like you can be that beacon, but knowing when somebody carries a lot of pain in their life and that pain is not resolved, I'm definitely a target, right?
Yeah.
I'm an easy place to come and sit in and speak from because your pain can speak through me.
For sure.
Let's see, Andrea Simone. You're right, Sherry. I had a lady I ordered an abundance reading from spend my whole reading telling me I wasn't going to be with my twin, and she isn't even an actual twin. Ooh.
How about this? Wouldn't it be
Scared
nice?
rage, Sherry. Scared rage.
Wouldn't it be nice if and I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying stay on our channel. Just please find somebody you resonate with.
Right.
It doesn't matter
It's
who
important.
they are.
It is important.
However, my humble opinion, it's mine. It may not be yours, right? Just like in politics, we may have completely different opinions. If I am out there looking for someone to help me navigate this twin flame journey or dynamic, whatever you want to call it, and I click on a video and I see one single person sitting there, right? I'm clicking off.
Really?
I'm clicking off because I just don't feel like that someone can be speaking from some place that they've never been. And it's hard for me to understand how that they're out there teaching the 7 steps into union, right? Or the 8 steps in the year, 11 steps for a twin flame union, all this hot mess, right? How exactly what I said earlier, how a math teacher's teaching a science project, right? And I'm a twin, but we're in complete separation. So, I'm going to click off that. There might be a set of words that might catch my attention. You know what I mean? Right. If it's said, that being, my twin and I are connected. However, we are not physically in union and won't be. I'm married happily to someone else. I have children with that person. I have gone on with my life. I didn't wait for 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades for this person to choose me. I chose myself, right? And I chose the love for myself to go out and find love and be loved and be chosen, right? Because my twin doesn't have their shit together, or I can't be a part of his because his life is none of my business. His life with his wife, or her wife, or her life with her husband, or whatever the case may be, right? When a person can find that medium of I'm in union, but we're not physically together.
But I have to throw in the but.
Throw in a but.
You did work behind that to make that kind of a choice.
Well, right. I had to go through and do a lot of self-work.
You had already married and been gone through hell.
Yeah.
You had already been dating and gone through hell.
Right.
Then you got put into a space where you had no choice but to heal. So when you got put in that space to heal, and then you met me, you knew I was a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Not everybody has that. You're a very rare bird.
Right.
Okay. And what I mean by that is you wouldn't run towards me. You knew the connection was there. You felt the pull.
Right.
But there was something on the inside of you that said, I can't heal that. Only he can.
Yeah.
But you wanted me to at least be aware of how much pain I was in because of the things you saw my pain doing. And the pain isn't the person you're connected to.
Mm-hmm.
The pain is the center point of how they find you back in the connection, right?
Yeah. And it's exactly,
So it's a threshold.
I kind of explained that in class too. Like when you went through your dark night of the soul, what'd you do? Well, I had to stand back because his dark night of the soul was none of my business. Like what was going on with his wife, his divorce, his girlfriends was none of my business. It was none of my business. I had no right to try to see what you were doing, who you were with. Right. You weren't choosing me.
Right.
So that made it.
I wasn't choosing me.
Right. So that made it none of my business.
Right.
It just wasn't. So we tend to take on. I could have taken on your healing.
You could have taken on all the bull crap to get through it.
Right. But
that would have damaged us.
Right. But what good would that have done? It wouldn't have done any good. If you, it's just like trying to build a business and having somebody else come in and financially fund it and everybody else run it. And you just sit back on the couch and watch, which is great after you're in 15, 20 years of business, right? And you have people you trust. But when you're trying to build it and you're letting other people do it, you didn't really build it yourself.
No,
you didn't really build it
I
yourself.
could not be in this connection with just your healing.
No,
and
right.
That's
for sure.
But see, the thing is, you knew that.
Yes.
Okay. But the big thing about what you knew was you knew what pain you were in.
Yes.
And you could see the pain I was in. And the thing you didn't do was run away.
Right.
You did it with grace.
But I also didn't chase.
But you didn't put up no lies either.
Right. And
that's the hard part.
Right.
Because you would communicate, and if you caught a lie, you were gone. You're like, okay, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. And I was like, hello, right? It was like, well, if I wasn't willing to talk to the truth, what was the point of talking? So it's almost like, it's not that you're saying, oh, until you choose them, until you choose that, and choose. No, until you want to talk truth, there's not really much for us to talk about.
At all.
And the thing about the truth is, you automatically knew I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's the case in most of these connections, is that the person you're connected to doesn't have anybody to talk to, and they're just making these choices because nobody's digging.
Right.
And if nobody's digging, nobody's loving. So he or she cannot love you until they start digging.
Yeah.
And they dig into their pain, they're ready to start love.
For sure.
But if they're not willing to express their hurts, their pains, they're nowhere near love yet. And you got to reach that. That's why this connection is so painful,
right? Because
it's forcing you to pull out the love that was in you that you don't ever really share, that you don't really ever experience.
Yeah.
And
it forces, and I don't like that word, but it draws you to be transparent, to be more transparent, and to talk more, and to be open and free with who you are as a person without the other person looking at you like you're batshit crazy.
Right.
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 I mean, I don't know how many relationships are out there who look, if you can't go upstairs or go to your bathroom and dye your hair blue and walk out without judgment of somebody else on, why in the hell did you dye your hair blue, you goon? Or you look like a clown. You know what I mean? Or any of that judgment.
Right.
Right. We don't have that. We don't have that between us. You could walk out with red, white, and blue stripes on your bald head, and I'd be like, "Well, what are you going for there?"
But we're going to be very transparent here.
Yeah,
we do have self-judgment that we make the other person responsible for.
Yeah. If I walk downstairs with blue hair, he's going to call me a clown.
I'm like looking at you. I never said that.
Right.
And you're over there going,
and then
but
by
you
that
think it, and I'm going,
by that time I've done dyed my hair back brown.
Oh, my favorite. My favorite thing. I know what he's thinking.
Oh, I still do that sometimes.
Yeah. See, so there's gonna be that, guys. But look, we're here. We're here. But you know what? There has to be this space where you go, if they're in their head trying to convince themselves they know what I'm thinking, you just have to stand and listen to it. Don't take a defensive stance in it, because then they're right. And that's the last thing you want for them to feel. You want them to experience being able to share with you what they think you're thinking, and you not get defensive about it and just say, have I said that? You want to kind of investigate how they came to that conclusion.
Yeah. Did I tell her
Because-
that? And
Right.
then
It's usually a wound that you've had from some other shit.
and that's where we play on y'all's lack of memory. Yo, you said it.
And then we sit around and go,
Did I
"I'll
say
it."
that?
But
When
here's
did
the
I say
thing.
that?
Now I'm hip to that because I'm not in my head.
Right.
It's hard for you to get away with that now. Because now I'm like, I don't think like that. I don't even listen to my thoughts. You're like, huh?
Huh?
I'm like, yeah, get out of my head. Because my head is you stealing your own thoughts and then blaming them on me. It's
It's almost
confusing.
10:30 at night. Here
wow.
we go.
Mel has been coming through hardcore, and he said the same thing, Lee. Yeah, right, Sherry. I had a lady I ordered. Okay, we read all that. Mel, bless his soul, was in Eagle a lot and taught from this place a lot. Yes, Kelly Lee. I think Mel spent a lot of time in other planes of existence. Hi, Tanya.
And bless
Tanya
his heart,
said-
I
Hi,
just
guys.
loved him to
Yeah,
death.
we still love him. Selma, aloha. Kiki, hi.
What'd she say?
It
Oh,
jumped.
it jumped.
Yeah, we missed a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've
Ooh,
been
everybody.
just talking
Yeah.
and talking and talking
Um,
and not reading.
um,
We haven't been yet.
Yeah. Well, we came on here to do
We
that.
just got all animated
Salma,
and
I
all up
couldn't
in our
push
fields.
this connection way if I tried. What happens
Thank
if
you, Selma. It's perfect.
what happens if you accept the connection?
And that brings
hear
me
you. I
that
do,
brings
Sherry.
me to cord cutting. I'll wait.
Don't no, we beat that dead
I'll
horse.
wait.
Let's not don't.
I'll wait.
Yes, please. T. Moore, I think labeling is a way of covering up the disconnection or justifying it.
Yeah.
Good point. Omar, I feel
I
my
agree with
person
that.
is not the person, however, the person now is. Huh.
Okay.
Okay, Omar, we got to talk about that at some point.
Mhm.
Hugs for Humanity, guilty of this. Hugs for Humanity, it's like the little duckling. Are you my twin? Are you my twin? Right? Yes. Duck, duck, goose. I like the discussion of embracing both high and lower self, light and shadow.
Mhm.
Salma, we have been speaking that from the very beginning. The thing is the judgment factor, and when somebody can convince you that you can't, because you're looking for a reason why you can't have the connection.
Mhm.
Has it ever occurred to you that you can't have the connection until you accept your higher and lower self? I mean, isn't that the point? I mean, once you're in that yin and yang and union within yourself,
Mhm.
wouldn't the connection automatically just be drawn to you like a magnet? I mean, I think I tried to explain the magnet effect before. The push and the pull is because both polarities are trying to be in the higher self and it's doing this instead of coming together because there's not a lower to connect to. You need both. So hopefully that resonates somehow, some way. Dio, union brings inner peace in spirit and soul and is ultimate acceptance of the divine and your partner. Would you two agree?
Union may not have anything to do with your partner. It
Inner,
may not have anything at all to do with your partner.
no.
Union, I'm going to repeat that. Union may not ever have anything to do with your partner.
Mm-mm.
Union, let's spell it. I'll start. You.
In,
I.
on, same page, same process, same pace, same high, low,
Yeah.
same. So
Yeah.
the inner peace, your undisturbed inner peace is still undisturbed in this
And
connection.
it starts,
just
union
don't
starts with you.
Mm.
You. Physically, union starts with you. Sorry, I
Is
didn't mean to.
that a letter in the alphabet?
It is you.
Not me, you.
No, you.
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 You first.
You.
You.
Union starts with you.
That's
Dio.
okay.
Dio, this is a Dio question.
Yes.
Dio, union starts with you. You.
Yes.
In the English language, you.
It doesn't bring inner peace. You already have.
You
inner
already
peace.
have inner peace.
The issue is that inner peace has a pain threshold around it, and the shape of that pain will be the absence of parents, be the absence of family, be the absence of things that you never really were allowed to have.
Mhm.
Your needs and your wants are shaping the outline of that pain. You'll find somebody to match that pain, and you guys can be together. And once that pain gets disrupted or ruptured somehow, which it will, then you go like that, and you never really do reach the inner peace. Inner peace is only found in your pain, not without it.
So I have to disagree with the statement union brings peace. I'm going to tell you what union does bring, right?
That's it.
Union does not bring peace. You bring peace.
Yes.
You. That's where union starts. You bring peace, right? Union brings bliss. Union brings bliss. Now, what
And
is
pain.
what is the definition of bliss, right? Bliss is beautiful. It's royal. It's majestic. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Right? That doesn't mean we live in magic, right? We live in a 3D home. We live in a 3D house. It's made of wood and plaster and probably plastic. We're in the US.
If you follow your pain, you'll find bliss.
Yes.
Because
union
they're synonymous.
Definitely brings pain.
Yes.
It definitely brings pain.
Because bliss is in it.
But the bliss in the pain.
Yes.
Right? Union brings freedom. Freedom. That's what union brings, freedom. Let me talk to you just a couple seconds about freedom, right? Freedom is I am not looking over my shoulder to find out where Lee's at, who he's calling, where he's with, and where he's going after work. Freedom is being able to pick up his phone and go in and find what I need and just and let me see the bank statement, or I got to post something on his Facebook. Let me pull up his Facebook and post something, right? And you can look. I'm posting on Lee's wall, right? I'm posting on Lee's wall. I just posted it on his Facebook because I'm free. He's free of that. He's free of lies. He's free of deceit. He's free of turning his phone on or off, putting it on its face. You know what I mean? If
you can't share
your phone with the person you're with, that's a problem.
You cannot share all of yourself,
all of everything. And I'm talking, and I know that we're only talking about material things right here and physical things, but it also goes to the point of, I know where Lee's at and what Lee's doing, and I don't have that longing in my soul to know what he's doing because I know, right? I know without a shadow of a doubt, nobody can come in and take him because he doesn't belong to anybody, right? He loves himself enough to know not to screw this up, right? And I know that. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, that Lee could go with a bunch of buddies to a strip club and he wouldn't want to be there. He wouldn't want to be there. He'd be texting me. What are you doing? What'd you post?
Nothing.
Oh, it's a hot mess.
Anyway.
But when I'm talking about freedom, I'm talking about complete trust, complete understanding, complete transparency, complete truth.
Yes.
Complete truth.
Right.
Even meaning I found a little jealousy. Right?
Did you?
Or I found a little memory that I didn't like. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Or I'm finding a little insecurity.
Yeah.
Right? That's freedom.
Acceptance.
And freedom is being able to go to your partner and saying, look, I have a liver disease and I don't know what's going to go on with me if I'm going to live or if I'm going to die. And they're telling me that I need somebody else's organ in order to keep me alive. And I'm worried that you're going to run from this because it's going to be really, really, really bad, right? Fear like that.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to come to you and say, hey, why am I insecure about this?
Right.
Why do I feel this way? Why am I still feeling stirred about this? Right? And vice versa. The freedom in just living and being who you really are, good, bad, and the ugly, right? Freedom is being able to be free in the space and be whoever you are
Mm.
with the person that you're with.
Absolutely.
That's what
Um,
union brings.
Your real connection finds you when you're not looking, said Kelly Lee.
Agreed.
Andrea Simone. I feel luckier and unlucky I met my other before internet. No, I knew what twin flame was, so my experience was untainted by the label, but also maddening because no one knew anything or believed me.
Oh.
Believe me, feel cuckoo. Huh.
Ooh.
What's happening Thursday night? Class tonight was definitely an eye-opener, said Tanya. Andrea, I can relate. I felt totally crazy. Salma said, love is crazy to all our heavy, limited matrix conditioning, and all the trauma that enforces the idea of separation is actually only an idea. Hugs for humanity, the low that you have and is the low that you need in this connection. Lee, yes, that's exactly what I said. I'll say it again. The low that you have is the low that you need in this connection. If you're trying to remove something and trying to reach a higher self, what you're trying to say is, I won't be accepted for all of myself.
Mhm.
So you're only giving a part of yourself if you're choosing your high self. You don't even see that because your high self doesn't judgment. Your low self doesn't judgment, but they feel divided, which is why this market is flooded with the divide.
My
Anyway,
grandma used to say,
bing, bing, bing,
I
what
love
did they win,
Jesus, but
Johnny?
I drink a little.
I love her.
You know what I mean? She said that. I love Jesus, but I drink a little.
Andrea, I did. I
She's
sometimes
able
did
to say that
videos.
without judgment.
Andrea said, I sometimes did videos just talking about growth I've been through, etc., but never tried to tell people how to get into union. Lola,
Thank you.
right. Hugs
Thank
for being scared, not scary. Andrea, I knew my twin was sitting in a hot mess and I didn't want to add to my already challenging mess. That's a good way to put it.
And his mess is none of your business.
True. Salma, not physically together, but also connected. In spirit, feels like my twin and a ghost of a past person, even though he lives practically down the street. Raven, you both helped me from thinking was going crazy. TF and I woke up to each other in 2009. Your generosity and sharing your journey helped so much. I have so much gratitude for you both.
Oh,
Raven, thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Salma, well, say Maria. Salma, no wonder I keep running into my twin, but not exchanging words. We can't speak till we speak our truths. True. Vanna, yeah, I think, let me see there. Yeah, they're reiterating union, you and I on the same page, the same, yes. I love you both so much. We love you too, Salma. Susan, met up with him for the first time in over a year. He went silent after. Defensive text for 3 days, and he replies to me today, sorry, babe, I've been busy. Not buying the bull now. I ignore 3 years of this. Come talk to us, Susan.
Susan, yeah, because I want to know why you're allowing this in your life. I'm wanting to know why why you are satisfied with breadcrumbs when there's a whole loaf of bread waiting on you.
And why did you have defensiveness when you didn't hear from him instead of just being connected?
Yeah.
So that there's a pain point there you should probably pay attention to that has nothing to do with him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Ivana, yes. Hugs for being a nice way to put it. Ivana, all of yourself.
All of it.
Ivana, absolutely peace of mind.
All
Olga, liking the video. Thank you. If you haven't liked the video, please like it. Dio, English is pain. Yes, first is you, but I meant between you two is bliss, and you say, and I will call, brings bliss, tranquility, yes, freedom, and complete truth. We couldn't find each other until we found the truth.
Right.
And the truth was an individual experience first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the truth got even more truthful. I think there was always this underlying, it's kind of like what you said to me the other day. She said this, she had me cracking up. She said, I'm going to deal with this person because this person likes to take a lie and turn it into the truth. And then they believe that truth. And I was like, She goes, yeah, I'm good at those. I was like, woo, somebody's in for it. So it's like, because,
I'm not mean to people.
There are people, I mean, in this connection, it's really easy to take that lie
Yeah.
and turn it into
the truth.
the biggest one is, I'm not enough. Who said that? Who told you you're not enough? Where did you hear that? And it's funny because they don't have a story to attach that to. Right. if you're telling yourself you're not enough, or you don't deserve them, or you're not good enough, all those things all lead back to a space where you never had any proof of such a thing.
Right.
You just needed to land on something that made sense with why you couldn't have something, but you never developed the communication to speak it so you could have it.
Right.
So you end up coming up with that because that's the only thing you can land on. Let's see. Being honest. Andrea Simone, Ivana, you need someone who will say their vows and be there through the good and the bad.
For sure.
Andrea, hit the like button, y'all.
Hit the like button,
Soul
y'all.
Heart Healer. Are you live, guys? David here. Haven't chat since Zoom. Oh, David, good to see you.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're
we
doing
are
good,
live
man.
right now.
Yeah. Love it too, Ivana. Maid or Mad Eden. Do we meet our twin before or after the Kundalini effect? I have met a girl. After having it, the Kundalini, it was strangely familiar, staring at her, but there is a third party. So,
hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. So, before Lee answers your question, I would like you to answer this for us so we're on the same page. Third party. Explain briefly who the third party is, please.
Okay.
That way we can answer effectively.
We'll come back to you, Mad. So write that down below.
Yeah.
Jasmine, did anyone catch the bright orb that hopped over the couch toward Lee and Sherry?
Yeah. I didn't catch it, so maybe we'll catch it on the video. We'll have to look back now.
What
time is it? So we know. It's one.
Oh my God, it's 10:30.
I mean in the video, we don't know.
Oh, an hour and 31 minutes.
Okay, 1:30.
We'll have to go back and
We've
look
been
for
here an
more.
hour and a half.
Laugh out loud.
You'll see my lazy eye. It gets worse at night, man. Look, it's much smaller than this one. Mom is when I get more and more tired.
Ivana, I'm in the longest separation because I would no longer take the breadcrumbs my DM was giving me. He was not making me a priority. Ivana, when has your masculine on the inside of your body ever made your feminine a priority? And when has the feminine ever accepted the masculine in your body that made you a priority? In other words, it would sound much like this. If I was to show you where you need to heal, when did you ever allow your father to make you a priority? Let that resonate with you, because the belief system ends up being shown in the connection. So if you know what it's like to be without a masculine design and a father, your twin is taking that shape and now turning it against you, not on purpose, but for your healing. Now the pain is not, the pain is there. The separation you're looking for will be found in the pain. So if you connect to that pain, would your twin come back? That's always, have you ever, you know how many times we see that? Mm-hmm. Oh, once you accept this pain, they're like, I'll be damned. And it's like, well, would you think they were going to heal that pain for you? It don't work like that. They'll bring up the pain in you.
This person's going to come in and fix me.
Well,
they're going to come in and fix me.
I'll fix myself when we're together. I don't need to fix myself till then. Wait, my favorite. They're not even spiritually aware. They have no idea about connection. Oh, they told you that? Well, no, I'm just paying attention. Oh, okay. Well, now you know who they are. Does that tell you who you are? Right. Have you figured that out yet? It's like, ooh,
it's getting past my bedtime, y'all. I got to take a bath.
Chrissy, I just hopped on and we'll have to go back and watch from the beginning. I'm sure I missed good info. You,
you missed a lot of passion,
Chrissy,
girlfriend.
I just want to go ahead and put it out there. There. Let's see. Soul Heart Healer. I broke up with Karmic. Twin Flame friended me and then ignores me. I decided to unfriend. I don't want to see her with her guy and silently stalking me. I think in the future we'll chat again. Huh. Okay.
I need, you know what I need?
Oh, Maid came back.
Oh, okay.
The third party, just a common friend who does not want us to get together.
Okay.
For
So
one
there's
reason or
no
another.
wife or husband or none of that. I was just making sure.
Due to that, due her, that we're in no contact. I had to. Okay, so basically, what's happened here is, Mad, you need to look at something. When you were growing up, were you allowed to have the love of the two people that created you? And was there a love that you didn't get the way you needed it? And was there another one influencing that you couldn't have it? So basically what you're saying is the same wound showed up the same way. Now, the Kundalini part of that was you were being relined up back into your vulnerability and your innocence so you could make a different choice. Whether you're going to really get and allow two people that, you found one in connection, are you being forbidden from that one in connection? Or are you allowed to heal that finally? Will be your choice, not theirs.
Right.
So what you're going to have to ask yourself is, are you willing to go in and do the healing that's required? Not do the work. Work keeps you in your head. The word work would mean that a child somewhere has to sit in the sidelines and wait for you to get off work before they can play. You got to stop talking work. This isn't about work. This is about connection. Yeah. So Matt, I would say, look there. And if that didn't really resonate with you, sign up for 30 minutes. We still do the 30-minute sessions for now. We're still doing root camps now. You've got your class. I was going to start a connection class, but you killed it. So I was like, let you
My
go.
class is full on Tuesdays, but
And we're still doing the class on Thursday for the
just a couple snippets of what I'm doing on Thursdays, and I will probably do another one. But this is for 5 weeks, and we are discussing. It's women only. I'm calling it the Divine Feminine Explosion, because there's 7 of us, including me, all women, and the people in the class are either with their twin who is married to somebody else, and they're not being chosen, right? These excuses like we're staying for the kids. Look, this is my personal opinion. Again, please don't think this is written down in stone. This is only my personal opinion, right? We are really fucking our kids up staying in these damn marriages for these kids. We are messing them all the way up by staying in these messed up relationships. These kids are growing up in the energy of two people who don't want to be together. They're growing up in the energy that dad's over here screwing this person, mom's over here screwing this person. There is no love. The energy is hostile in the house. They're picking up on it. And you know what? They've had enough and they're going out and shooting people. And they have had enough. We are fucking our children up by staying in marriages that aren't healthy. And that's my opinion. And I'm going to stick by it, right? But we're talking about, well, he's staying for the kids or for financial reasons, or they don't sleep in the same bed, and all this bullshit, right? And the crumbs. Well, he called me last week. Well, he's emailed. He saw me, he waved, right? And as women, we are starting to lose our self-worth. I'm starting to wonder, right? Where it's gone. I will not ever encourage anybody to mess with anybody else's husband or wife. And if they're now, I gotta put a little thing to that. If they are in active relationship. So where you were concerned, you hadn't been with your wife for 15 years. However, he was keeping her dangling on the line, right? Going over and sleeping with her maybe once or twice a month, telling her he is coming back, giving her hope.
partially true.
But he was living with somebody else. But
right.
There's so much bullshit going around, and as women, we're allowing it in our lives. We're allowing these men, we're allowing these women, right, to stay in these relationships with their spouses, and we're just going to wait.
Now, this is the
We're just
part.
gonna
This is the
wait.
part where I have an issue. Okay, here's the part where I have an issue.
Yeah.
Men aren't the only ones doing that.
Oh,
shit.
no, for sure.
So, but
No,
no,
for
that's
sure.
that's just been the focus. The
Yeah.
focus is that this is a man thing. That's
Yeah,
doing
no,
this.
no.
And that's not necessarily the
That is
truth.
not true at all.
There
yeah.
are women doing this
Oh,
more than men.
for sure. I
Now,
agree with
I'm
that.
not saying more. I'm
No.
saying it's pretty. I'm saying I don't
It's
think
pretty
there's-
balanced.
I would say there's
It's pretty
there's
balanced.
an equal amount,
Yeah.
right?
So I'm,
So-
thinking maybe we'll do a
But-
divine masculine explosion
Well,
class.
Well, what we should look at is, are you stuck in provider energy?
Yeah.
Because you can have a female design and be the provider of the family
Yeah.
and then step out.
Right.
And that's not just masculine. It's a feminine
No, I agree
masculine.
with you.
I believe it's a wound for both.
I agree with
But
you.
it really depends on which one you lean towards in your family dynamic. That
Yeah.
was fucked up, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you got to go look deep, because there's a lot of this misunderstanding or miscommunication and misinformation, because you got to follow the path. The path for each individual person is completely
Oh,
different.
for sure.
So why somebody's choosing to sit and get breadcrumbs could be a different reason that another
A
person's
person
doing
said,
it.
"Oh, I agree."
But
with
you
that
always have to
100%.
follow back to find out where they learned to get
Yeah,
breadcrumbs.
yeah.
Because you're not doing this because you want to. You're doing this in an unconscious state.
I agree with that. That's completely true.
A conscious connection would wake you up and go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You need to learn some things before you can have this anyway. They need to learn some things before you can have this anyway. And if you're willing, because like when we developed a friendship, the friendship really kind of only grew every time we told each other the truth about what we were doing.
Right.
And that's what
I mean,
needs-
even when we were seeing other people.
even when I was married, even when
Yeah.
you were married,
Right.
we developed a space there where the truth would come out. And when the truth would come out, it would hurt.
Yeah.
The truth would come out and there would be pain.
Right.
But it wasn't like it was intentionally, I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt you, or you weren't intentionally trying to hurt me. It was
Right.
that pain threshold when we would meet each other in it, we'd feel the pull towards each
sure.
other. And that's the fight that people they surrender to,
They
and they end
surrender.
up having sex, and then they end up having an affair.
Yeah.
But if they just stayed in that truthful
Right.
part of what they're actually, they would really develop this sense of, wait a minute, what I'm staying in, I don't have this.
Right.
And am I staying in this knowing I don't have this?
Hmm.
But if you never let it develop, it never really grows to be anything.
Right.
So it's not, I could see how it looks like this is all, but it's all orchestrated.
It is.
It
yeah.
is. It is the divine's orchestrating it, saying, choose.
Yeah.
Choose what kind of connection you want to have with yourself.
Right.
Because if you can't choose that, don't worry. They're going to choose the same thing you choose. And when you're not choosing connection to yourself, don't worry. They're not going to choose it either.
Yeah.
You're a part-time connection. And, being a part-time connection, you make a minimum wage.
Yeah. On part-time hours.
But anyway, we
You
went on
broke.
another rant.
You broke. See my
Uh,
lazy eye. The longer it goes, I'm telling you, before the end of the video, I'm going to be looking like Popeye over here.
Oh, Cynthia. Hi, guys. See lots of you today. Hi, Cynthia. Good to
I
see you.
said,
And Ivana said, this is so true. Soul heart healer. Amen. Preach it, sister. Andrea, preach it, Sherry. Kelly Lee. And the kids are taught this for their future partners and
oh,
relationships.
it's
Absolutely.
such
And
a
that's
mess.
where the broken chain is.
Such a mess.
Andrea, staying for money, pretending to be happy, secretly miserable, pretend life, pretend wife, fake life. Great thing to teach the kids. Up.
Right.
Okay, Andrea, you just
Go on, Andrew.
Yeah, we must have struck a chord.
Go
there.
on, girlfriend.
Hugs for being a go, Sherry. Andrea, just because you think the kids don't notice it doesn't mean they don't feel it. And that's it.
Girl.
The shape of the pain that I keep finding when I do root camp, when I get you to that core, that shape is outlined by all of the ways that you've been hurt. And that's what you've been echoed from. The real you is still inside of that pain. You just haven't experienced the real you. And then you meet somebody and you experience the real you and you're like, you did this to me. And they didn't do that to you. You did that to you. River Kia, I love you too. Oh, we love you too.
No.
Ivana, yes, I'm no longer waiting. I'm focusing on and making a better life for my son. And I have gone through full surrender to the point that I have even lost feelings about my DM. Well, if you know how to, let the feelings go for your father, I guess you can follow the same path. But once you pay attention to what that does to your son, are you sure you want to let go of a divine masculine, knowing that you're raising a son? Are you really sure you're not infecting the pain where it doesn't need to go? Because that's what it's going to do. You think you can remove it? Don't worry. Your son's going to show you how he removed it when he removes you. I promise you, you're going to be stuck in connection until you see connection. Because connection starts with a C.
Well, we're playing with all kinds of letters and numbers tonight. Telling you.
I like that one.
Telling you.
Also, each time we choose something conscious, it helps all society make small changes that are meaningful. And we're going to stay here. And we're going to, wait a minute. Timor's, thank you for all the knowledge nuggets. Cal said, Cal's, you're welcome. Go back and watch this video. Don't forget to like the video, share the video. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're interested in talking to us for 30 minutes to see how
there's
deeply
63 people in here and only 25 thumbs up.
I don't know, but that's okay. We
It's
love
okay.
you.
That's it. That's it.
I'm just here. I'm here for the connection.
even
If
better.
you're here for the connection, thank you. Let's see. Timor's. There's a similar situation I see as a gay man with men who are married and live this whole second life behind their wives, but will never leave the wife and embrace their truth.
Oh, I've
Well,
seen that so much. And it's so disheartening because exactly what I said earlier, union is freedom. It's freedom. And when you come into union with yourself, right? No matter what it is, come into union with yourself, right? You come into union with your sexuality. You come into union with all these things that we are, right? And just to hide that and stifle who we are, right? My gosh, I can't. I mean, I can relate in some ways, but I can't imagine how it must feel to not be able to be who you are for fear. It breaks my heart only because I've experienced it some. I was married for 13 years. I was never able to be my full true self, right? And I mean, God forbid I came downstairs with blue hair. That wouldn't have been good at all, right? Or I never could have got a tattoo. I wasn't going to be allowed to do that, right? So there was union's freedom. It's freedom. I'm able to be me and who I am, and
I love all of you.
And it just feels so free.
Well, you should feel that way if you're being loved for real,
right?
If you've never received love, it sets you free. It doesn't cage you.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we want all of you to have connection. We want all of you to have this space because you haven't lived until you're free. And you're not going to feel free until you're loved, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, what you think, how you think.
Yeah.
There's just this space there where you get to be you in your true essence. Your essence has its own identity that's really not from this world. And you don't get to be that because you're lining up with society. You're lining up what other people are telling you. You're following the steps or, and the truth is, if somebody's giving you steps, how's that spiritual? Because spirituality is the study of what breaks those steps, not what keeps them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you guys. Dang,
We've
you guys
kept you
stayed on
for
here.
almost
You
2
stayed on. Yeah,
hours.
y'all. Thank y'all. So thank you guys for hanging out. I believe my DM chose the karmic is because she looks good on paper, and to him, it's about status and money.
What is a karmic?
Well,
I
what did you say? What is a what?
It's the same as a catalyst or a false. I'm
no,
sorry.
A karmic is somebody who says, "I see that."
Oh, yeah.
Right. So what they're doing is they're going, "Oh, well, she's not going to give you what I can. And I'm going to let myself be not me. And I'm going to be with you. And I'm going to pretend to be something I'm not for you. And then one day you're going to wake up and realize that. And you're going to wonder why you ran away from that connection. That's a karmic. The joys of karmic. All right. We love you. We're going to go because we need some us time. Not that we didn't have us time.
I'm going to take a bath.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
You're gonna take a bath.
We love you. Thank you for spending some time with us. Again,
a lot of time.
check out the Creators Conference. Allie was on there. She had a lot of people on K Moon's astrology channel. It was amazing. It was a great time.
Yeah.
We were honored because we were the only couple she chose
Mm-hmm.
for the whole thing, because she said she needed somebody to come down to earth or come down deep in connection.
Mm-hmm.
And that's us. And we're not going to stop. So if you're ready to do this thing, then come on. Just
Like
we're
we've
right
been
here.
saying that for how many years? We're not going.
We're not
anywhere.
going. Well,
I mean, we tried.
no, the universe said, oh yeah, we'll show you guys what connection looks like when it's fully tested. Well, we've been tested and tried, and here we are. So we love you guys. And thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you for listening to us go on a rampage. And thank you for just listening to us and connecting with us. Your connection matters.
Mm-hmm.
Your connection to you matters. Your connection to the one you love matters.
Yep.
And we're here to let you know that we hear you and we feel you. Thank you for spending time.
Bye, guys.